Sometimes when you read the Gospels, it feels a little like you've landed in some sort of alien world where everything is back to front and the wrong way round, because that's what God's kingdom so often is. It turns, it subverts the way that we think the world should work, and Jesus shows us a different way. And this is one of the reasons it's so important to immerse ourselves in the Bible as we are doing this year, because we constantly need to hear from Jesus again. Constantly that need of a reminder of this is actually how the kingdom works, this is actually how life should be. And here there's loads of stuff. So for example, the stuff where it says, blessed are you who are poor, blessed are you who hunger, blessed are you who weep, blessed are you when people hate you. It's like, well, you wouldn't have thought that was a blessing, but he's saying because actually what's going to happen is the kingdom of God is for people like you, people who are struggling with life, people who have been dealt a bad hand. And then he does the reverse to the rich. I mean, this is really strong in Luke's gospel particularly. He says, woe to you who are rich, woe to you who are well fed, woe to you who laugh, woe to anyone to you when everyone speaks well of you. And then again, he explains his reasons for that. And he says, well, because actually you've already received your comfort. And there's this strong emphasis that God is here for the poor. He's here for the broken. And all of us who are watching this probably need to think about what that might mean for us. If you've got an iPhone or you've got a smartphone, you're one of the richest people in the world. If you're watching this on a laptop, oh my word, you are minted. Seriously, like we're incredibly well off, relatively speaking, and we can sometimes think, oh, because I don't have the latest thing or this or that. You know, if we have food and shelter and a warm house and we go to a school and we got a job, all of these things make us incredibly wealthy relative to the rest of the world. And Jesus says, woe to you who are rich. So what does that mean? There's an upside down thing in his kingdom that we're to care for and look out for those who haven't got anything, and not draw comfort from the fact that we have riches and wealth. And then even when he goes on, he says, love your enemies. It's like, that's mad. No, Lord, I don't want to love my enemies. I want to hate my enemies. I want to headbutt my enemies, because that's what you should do. And he says, no, you should love them. So he turns everything on its head. And one of the things that we do as we immerse ourselves in this is we should also do something that Jesus spends the whole night doing. In verse 12 it said he spent the night in prayer, and he does that because he's got a particularly important decision to make about the 12 disciples, but it's also something he did for his whole life. And so one of the things that I want to do off the back of this passage, I just want to pray again, Lord, show me what some of this stuff means. I don't really understand. Show me again how I can live it out. Show me again, Lord, how to love my enemies. Prayer, we sometimes make it more complicated than it is. It's actually, I don't like admitting this, but I was watching YouTube the other day and I watched this video of McFly where they sing Love is Easy. Love is easy, it's the easiest thing to do. Prayer is also easy. We make it complicated. It's prayer is easy, it's the easiest thing to do. Oh my word, I can't believe this is going on the internet. Pray, just ask him for help. And he will. Ask him to speak, and he will. Ask him to show us, where do I need to turn a few things upside down? In my mind, in my understanding, in my worldview, and in my actions. And he'll speak.